Hi everyone, welcome to Easy DIY. My name is Matt and today I'm going to be cleaning my driveway. I did pressure washing as a business a few years ago, so I'll be sharing some useful tips with you as well as one thing that didn't go so well, so stick around for that. This will be a good test for the Karcher K4 I bought at Bunnings about 4 years ago. The unit comes with a trigger gun, an adjustable lance and a turbo lance, which Karcher call a dirt blaster, a surface cleaner, which I use for cars, and also a pavement cleaner, which I'll be using on the driveway. Okay, let's get into it. So the first tip that I've got for you is the setup. And I always have found through my working life that organising your workspace is really crucial. And in this instance, I'm doing that section at the top left first. So I've placed the unit well away from that area. Got the hose leading off down the driveway to the tap. So basically the area that you're working, you want it to be as clear as possible and work away from the machine. When you're working with water and electricity, it's important to keep the two separated as much as possible. So as you can see here, I've got the power cord coming away from the machine and the work area, and I've elevated the connection between the unit's cord and the extension cord, so that's a pretty important bit to elevate. And hey, there was a bin there, so I use that. Why not? So I started off with this little pavement area and doing the edges first. I speeded up the video because the whole area was about 110 square meters, so it's a pretty big project, especially for a sort of a domestic Karcher like this, so it'll be interesting to see how it comes out. Once I've done the edges, I'll go over the main area of the pavement with the cleaner and then wash it down at the end of that, and it all comes up pretty good. Sometimes it's a good idea to broom down the area first if it's got really heavy dirt, but I didn't have that problem. Here I'm actually working up the hill, so this is one of the things I learnt when I was doing it as a business. And what you actually do is, as you're doing the pressure washing, you work up the hill so that way all the water and dirt doesn't get in the way as you're heading down the hill. The reason for this is if you were to start at the top of the slope and work your way down, the water and dirt runoff actually covers the pavement as you're cleaning down it. So it actually reduces the effectiveness of your cleaning. So it's a lot better to start at the bottom and work your way up, and then at the end wash it down. It's important to wear the correct PPE because the water pressure is pretty high and it can do some damage to skin. So always wear really good work boots and glasses at the absolute least. It's good to wear long pants as well, but today was about 35 degrees, so I just got the shorts on. As you saw, I took the opportunity to wash the garage door down, which is always a good idea while you've got the unit out to do any extra bits around the house. So one thing that's really important is when you do painted surfaces is to reduce the pressure on the adjustable nozzle so that it doesn't remove the paint as well, which can happen quite easily, especially with the turbo nozzle as well. It's particularly strong and can even take a lot of the hard surfaces off as well. So make sure that you're well aware of that. As you can see, there's a bit of off spray onto the rendered pillar, and it's very important not to hit that with high pressure because it can really do damage to the render. So I'm just going to turn my lance down to soft, which is also good. Just give it a light rinse down. So as I'm getting further down the driveway, there's a lot more runoff now, so I'm doing sort of like a pre-wash down just to get rid of the surface dirt. That's pretty important again because you're removing that top layer of soil, so the actual pressure washer, the pavement washer, is more effective in what it's doing. And as you can see, I'm still moving up the hill, but just doing it in small sections. As you can see, the driveway is pretty steep, so it's really good for cleaning and pressure washing it, but not so good for backing a caravan up it. I am quite lucky too because most of the runoff goes down into the garden and a little bit of grass at the end, so didn't have to worry too much about much of it going down the storm water, but I did ring the local council and ask them what their regulations were in regards to that, and they said that it's okay if it's just water, and if I use a chemical, it needs to be environmentally friendly, they said. So not exactly sure what that entails, but it's probably a good idea to check with your local council and what their regulations are before you go washing anything down the stormwater. When I did this professionally, we had a Honda power generated pressure washer and pump with hot water and detergents when we used to do jobs like this, and yeah, the result was really good. So I'm going to be really interested in to see how it all comes out with this smaller Karcher unit. As you can see, each section that I do is clear of any hoses when I start it, and at the moment I'm getting closer to where the hose connects to the tap, and I'm putting the hoses off to the side. So I've got a clean workspace and I can not worry about moving hoses around, and I'm working away as much as possible from the machine. In this instance, I couldn't put the machine on the driveway because it was too steep, and Karcher's advice is that you always keep it on a flat surface. So I left that at the top of the hill and just worked away from it that way. So I was getting towards the end now and started realizing that the pressure washer wasn't actually working as well as it was at the start, and I put it down to just being because there was a lot more dirt runoff. Everything was a little bit wetter as I was getting down the hill, so I just put it down to that. But what it actually turned out to be is that particularly the adjustable nozzle, the head of it where the water comes out, was getting worn away. I know when I used the Honda one years ago that we had to change the nozzles every so often because the water coming out of the brass nozzle actually wore away the hole, and the hole got too big, and the pressure wasn't as strong as what it needs to be. So you need to replace the nozzles occasionally. So I think that I will change the nozzle on the adjustable one and the ones on the pavement cleaner as well. So as a consequence of that, the driveway is now looking a little bit stripy as I work down it. I didn't actually pick that up when I was filming because it was quite a bright sunny day and I didn't actually see it. So I probably would have gone over it again had I noticed it. But it still looks all right. It's just, I guess, from running a business in that field, it's something that I wouldn't have been happy with at the end of it. But as you can see, there's a big difference between what it was and how it is now. So I'm quite happy with how it came up. And that's no reflection on the Karcher unit itself. It's been a pretty good unit. I've done a lot of wash downs with it. I've never done a pavement clean with it. So considering it's 4 years old, it's worn pretty well, and it's just maybe time for a bit of a service. So I'll get right onto that. So a couple of little maintenance tips with these types of washers is making sure that you don't have the unit running with no hose pressure coming from the tap, because that can wear out the seals really quickly. And also turning it off when you're not using it, even if it's just a short break. Just turn the unit off, and that way it'll last a lot longer. So coming to the end of the video now, and I just wanted to say, if you've made it this far, thanks for watching, and I will be doing quite some videos over the next little while. So if you've got anything that you would like to see or have any queries about on Easy DIY, then please drop a comment below. And I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you would like to like and subscribe, then be my guest, and I will see you on the next video. Thanks.